Max was a curious boy who loved adventure. One night he saw a trail of glowing footprints that appeared outside his window. The footprints looked like they were inviting him on a magical journey. So Max put on his pajamas, grabbed his teddy bear, Chester, and followed those sparkling footsteps into the night. The footprints led him all the way to an empty field. And just when Max was about to give up, poof! Right before his eyes, a giant magical circus appeared. It had a big top tent striped in every color of the rainbow. There were flying acrobats, talking lions, and even a dancing elephant in a top hat. All the animals had shimmering sparkles on their fur or feathers, and everyone in the circus seemed to be having so much fun. Wow, breathed Max. This is the most amazing circus I've ever seen. Just then, a man with a long white mustache and a sparkly red nose came bouncing over to Max. Welcome! Welcome to the Circus of Lost Dreams, he said cheerfully. I'm Mr. Xander, the Ringmaster. Come and join us for a night of fun and adventure. Max spent the whole night playing with the circus animals, helping the acrobats fly through the air and laughing at the clown's silly jokes. He even got to ride on a lion's back. It was the best night of his life. But as the first rays of sunlight peeked over the horizon, Max suddenly felt very tired. It's time for bed, he yawned, snuggling Chester. Oh, no, cried Mr. Xander. When the sun rises, the circus vanishes, and we all have to go back to Dreamland until next year. But there's something you should know, whispered Mr. Xander. For the circus to come back next year and for all the dreams to come true, I need my magical hat. But this morning, I woke up and it was gone. Without it, the trapeze artists fall from the sky, the clowns can't make people laugh, and the sparkle goes out of the circus animals. They'll lose hope that their dreams will ever come true. And then what will become of them? Max knew he had to help. Don't worry, Mr. Xander, he said. I promise I'll find your magical hat. So with a wave of his magic wand, Mr. Xander sent a school of rainbow fish to guide Max to where his hat was lost. And with that, the Circus of Lost Dreams vanished until next year. Max found himself in a dark and spooky forest, but luckily, the rainbow fish led him straight to a clearing where a girl was sitting on a tree stump. She was wearing a sparkly leotard and balancing a ball on her nose. Hello, said Max. Are you from the circus? Why, yes, she replied politely. I'm Lulu, the acrobat, and I'm looking for someone who can help me find my balance beam. Without it, I'll never be able to fly through the air again. Max was determined to help her, so together they went tumbling through the trees. Suddenly, Max spotted a small wooden house in the distance. A sign above the door read, Professor Pockets, Master of Juggling Balls. So they knocked on the door, and a little man with twinkling eyes and pockets full of juggling balls opened it. Hello, said Max. We're looking for a missing juggling ball. Have you seen it? Well, yes, said Professor Pockets. In fact, I have quite a few here. Then he pulled out one juggling ball after another until finally he found the one that matched Benny the Clown's polka dot suit. Oh, thank you, said Benny, who had been hiding behind a bush. I couldn't make anyone laugh without my juggling balls. You have no idea how heavy they are. Then Max remembered that Mr. Xander's hat could grant wishes. So he asked if they could get a wish each for helping him find it. Oh, I want to become the strongest man in the world, said Benny the Clown. Then hand me those juggling balls, said Max. With a flick of his magic wand, Max waved his magic wand and poof, Benny the Clown was transformed into the strongest man in the world. But while he was distracted, showing off his new muscles, Max noticed a strange bird perched on a low-hanging branch. It was a bright blue parrot wearing a tiny top hat. Excuse me, said Max. Do you know where I can find a magical hat? The parrot stared at him for a moment before replying in a deep voice. Why? I'm the smartest parrot in the world. Of course, I know where the hat is. And with that, the parrot took flight and led them through a twisting maze of floating mirrors until they reached a dark and narrow tunnel. What's in there? Asked Lulu the acrobat, nervously clutching her net. I don't know, said Max bravely, but we have to go through if we want to save the circus. So, with Chester, the teddy bear, in front to protect them, they walked through the tunnel. On the other side, they found themselves in a gigantic tent filled with hundreds of juggling balls, each one more colorful than the last. Oh, great, said Benny the strong man. Now we'll never find the hat in all this mess. But suddenly, a loud crash echoed through the tent, and a sneaky-looking raccoon emerged from behind a mountain of juggling balls. "Looking for these?" he asked, holding up Mr. Xander's magical hat. "Give me back the hat," demanded Benny, flexing his bicep, but the raccoon threw the hat onto a nearby unicycle and started riding away. "Hey, stop right there!" shouted Max. And he and his new friends gave chase. They raced around a maze of floating mirrors, jumped over a pit of juggling pins, and slid down a rainbow slide. But the raccoon was too quick for them. He kept throwing the hat off the slide and catching it before they could grab it. "Wait, I think I see a shortcut," said Lulu. She swung on a rope cart and flew them straight up towards the ceiling. They zoomed over the acrobat's high wire and slid down a pole right into a huge box. Inside, it was pitch black, but then suddenly a bright light turned on and Max found himself face to face with a grinning hyena. "Boo!" she cackled. "You're trapped forever!" But then the hyena noticed Chester, the teddy bear. "Oh, you brought a friend," she said, surprised. "Can I play with him? Please." And Max realized that all the Circus of Lost Dreams needed was a little love and kindness. So he hugged the lonely hyena, and instantly she became the happiest hyena in the world. "Oh, thank you," she said. "Being happy makes me want to dance." And with that, she danced around the box, twirling and leaping until they all heard a loud rumble. Then out popped the raccoon, now wearing a sparkly sequined jacket. "I'm Sneaky Sam, the greatest magician who's ever lived," he announced proudly. "And you can't leave until I've beaten you in a magic duel." Sneaky Sam pulled out his magic wand and shot a bolt of lightning at Max. He dodged out of the way and returned the favor. Then Sneaky Sam conjured a giant snake made of flames, and Max turned it into a flock of colorful butterflies. They battled back and forth, each one trying to outdo the other with their magical powers. It was the best magic duel Max had ever seen. Finally, Sneaky Sam ran out of magic. His eyes filled with tears. "I used to be Mr. Xander's assistant," he said, "but I wanted to become the greatest magician in the world, so I stole his hat. But now I realize all I really want is to be part of the circus again." He looked down at his feet. "So I guess it's time to give the hat back." "That's not necessary," said Max kindly. "We can settle this without a fight." "How about a magic trick off?" Sneaky Sam's eyes lit up. "Ew, I haven't done one of those in ages." And with that, the two magicians joined hands and spun around and around until poof, Sneaky Sam disappeared and Max found himself standing in the middle of the big top tent once again. He had won the magic duel and earned the right to take Mr. Xander's hat home with him, but instead, he decided to bring it back to Mr. Xander, so the circus could come back to life. As soon as he handed over the hat, Mr. Xander was transformed. The hat was giving off all kinds of sparks and making him dance and twirl. Poof, 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 poof. And with that, the entire Circus of Lost Dreams was restored. The acrobats soared through the air. The animals sparkled in the light. And Benny the Clown made everyone laugh with his silly juggling tricks. Meanwhile, Max had woken up in his own bed. At first, he thought it had all been a dream. But then he looked down at his hand and saw a sparkling ring. It was the same one Mr. Xander had worn on his finger, and Max knew that one day, when the Circus of Lost Dreams would return, he would be there to greet it. As the sun rose higher in the sky, Max got dressed and went outside. All the birds were singing and the flowers were blooming. It was going to be a beautiful day, and as he played with his friends, Max couldn't help but smile. He knew that sometimes the greatest adventures are the ones you can only see with your heart. So what would your magical circus act be? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun adventures. Until next time, keep believing in the magic all around you.